Those of us who are in traditional media and business news reporting now have to depend on social media.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yes, because the social media is fast. Yes. So we want to use the news because we're also source for news and information and data, whatever it is, statistics. But how do we avoid the noise as well? Because folks, like you said, will depend on those of us who are traditional media outlets for what they call the best of news, business, economic, financial, investment, finance, what have you. But then we still need to use the social media.
Yeah, now let me put it this way now, that what the social media provides, more or less, or most of the time, is really just information. News is processed info. When that information is processed,
it becomes news.
It becomes news. No, you see, the news is an account of what has happened. And for anybody who talks about, who knows what accounting means, you don't just sit down and then give us something. It must follow a process. You are given an account of something, meaning that you have to look at it thoroughly and to be sure that everything is right. We are human beings. Sometimes we may not get it all. We may not get it all right all the time. But you would have made every effort to ensure that what you are serving the public, your readers, is accurate. And that's the news. Yes, the social media can give you that information. That is why even in business reporting, sometimes I don't even call it, I don't call it, I don't say it's news. I say it's economic intelligence. Because it is that news or that processed information that will enable you to take the right decision, either as a consumer or an investor.
We're reporting largely, you and I report for people who want to make investment decisions.
Yes.
And that is very, very important. What further responsibility does this have placed on us if we're using social media, or if we're looking at what is being reported on social media, for example, whether it is GDP, whether it is inflation, whether it is whatever petrol prices, consumer good prices, whatever, manufacturing data, and what have you. Now, these are some areas of data that people generally on the street consider gray areas. So if we tweet it, you and I, if we tweet it on our Twitter handle, so whatever, people want to believe that, yes, this is authentic. But sometimes it becomes very controversial, depending on who is reading it and why.
No, what you do is, as long as you are reporting what is correct or what is true, whether it's controversial or, sometimes certain things that must be controversial anyway, whether you like it or not.
Like the recession.
Yeah.
Like the recession. The recession.
Yes, it was very controversial.
Then the exit of the recession also becomes controversial.
It became, yeah, of course, because when exit, we are not just talking about the numbers. We're also talking about looking at the impact. If you have exited recession, how are the people feeling? That is very important. So,
but you said earlier that people, even the government, didn't know that we've entered recession because it looks like the train, the party is still going on in the room, and no one knows that the boat was sinking.
No, it's true.
Yes.
It's
so
true.
We're exiting recession as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we've exited the recession, but people still can't feel it yet.
That's exactly that's what I'm saying. That's why it also became a controversial issue.
Can you exit recession without the folks on the street feeling it? Is it until they feel it that you've exited recession? Yes. Is it a matter of impact or a matter of numbers?
First, you talk about the numbers. That is what, like you said, every social media we have exited recession. But now you, the journalist or the financial journalist, will now go and do further work. We have exited recession, right? How the citizens feeling? Their purchasing power, is it getting better? Their welfare, is it getting better? And all that. That's when you now begin to talk about the impact of that. That's when you now begin to make a difference in what you report and what the social media reports. The social media will just give you the numbers and stop there. Will not be able to go beyond that to look at the impact.
So if the GDP is growing,
yeah,
and the GDP says you're out of recession,
yeah,
but the man on the street still can't feel it, will that be factual to report it that way?
Of course, you have to. No, like a story we did recently, we said out of recession into employment explosion or poverty explosion. Is that not right? No. Recently, we are more or less credited. I mean, we are more or less said to be the poverty capital of the world.
Okay, that's very interesting. We will have a lot more to discuss on this. When we come back, together with Ray Echebere, we have very important a part of this conversation when economic narratives becomes political and when data becomes the whipping boy in information superhighway. Let's continue this. The news versus noise when we return.